Hi everybody, my name is Elif and today I will be talking about AI in data management using Informatica Cloud and IDMC. So let's get started with our use cases in data management. So as you can see on the screen, we have many bullet points that's showing the artificial intelligence use cases that we will be seeing in today's demo. Starting with production support, faster development, smarter development, reduced business overhead, improving data quality, bettering data classification and governance, empowering self-service of analysts and business users. And coming soon, we do have the Clear Copilot, which we already have some Clear functionalities already, and then we do have the KB Copilot. And if we continue, so let's talk about which services we will be demoing in this presentation. As you can see on the screen, we do see the cloud data integration, cloud data quality, cloud data governance and catalog, operational insights, and data profiling services. So these are all the services that we will be demoing today. And we will see artificial intelligence as a layer running across the platform. So Informatica refers to its AI tool as Claire, and everything we will be demoing today will be in the IDMC platform. And in fact, Informatica already has a service called Claire in the IDMC platform as well. And it has some integrated Claire functionalities in these services that you see on your screen. So in today's demo, in this part, I will be going over the screenshots, and these screenshots are the final deliverable results of the AI solutions. And we start with a dry demo, and then we move on to the live demo and showcasing AI generated solutions. So anything you see on the screen is the final version, and afterwards I will go into the IICS environment and start the demo itself. So as you can see, we do have our use cases on our screen, and right now I will also start the dry demo part. So we will see all of these bullet points one by one as a use case. So on this demo, we have prepared a use case to better reflect the functionalities with a complete flow in IICS environment. In this use case, we're demoing a day in a life of an agile team going through requiring to deal with a set of new database and business transformation to serve the firm growth initiatives. The team is limited on time and resources and would like to use automation and AI to maximize their productivity and quality. So let's get started. Our first use case is creating AI-generated data classifications in CDGC, which is Cloud Data Governance and Catalog Service. So in this step, our customer creates data classifications and glossary associations in Metadata Command Center with the help of AI. One quick side note, Metadata Command Center is connected with the Cloud Data Governance and Catalog. So there are two connected services, and in this section, our customer is enabling the glossary association with a toggle of a button. Our next use case is using the natural language processing to define data quality rules, again in CDGC. So after our scan is completed in the Metadata Command Center, team will measure and apply AI-driven metadata-based data quality rules to the metadata in CDGC. Then customer creates a data catalog. You can see on the screen on the background, we do have a data catalog, and customer will use natural language processing to define data quality rules in the CDGC service. So as you can see on the screen, we do have an example of phone number characters should not exceed 15. So this is how we can use natural language processing, and it will just Claire will just create the code for us. So on the next step, our next use case is detecting data quality issues in data profiling service. So after our team has scanned the data and applied metadata-based data quality rules, team will then profile the data and apply AI-driven database data quality rules in data profiling service. So data profiling to flow starts with the discovery of data in data profiling service, where customer gets to know the quality of data. So we have several connected use cases. On our first use case, customer first does a data profiling task and detects issues. As you can see on the screen, we do have the results of a data profiling task, and we do have the issues on the screen. And our next use case is connected with the previous one, which is creating automated data quality rules in data profiling service. So customer creates automated data quality rules from the detected issues that you have seen on the previous screen. And after customer improves the data with data profiling service using AI, we're switching to our next connected use case, which is transformation help on CDI mappings as suggestions. Developers accelerates development of the business rules using AI suggestions in CDI service, which is cloud data integration. And customers uses the profiled and data quality checked data to create the CDI mappings. So these are the previous two use cases that we have seen and the data profiling. And AI helps with the transformation suggestions in CDI mappings. So as you can see on the screen, we do have an example of the CDI mapping. And after we have the data profiling part completed and data quality improved, we're moving on to the CDI mapping section, and we're creating CDI mappings with the data quality checked and improved data. And we're using AI for transformation help. And our next use case is the intelligent structure discovery feature in CDI mappings. So developers move fast through complex file and API implementation using AI-driven structure discovery. And when a customer wants to onboard a new vendor, AI helps with intelligent structure discovery, in short ISD, feature in CDI mappings. As you can see on the screen, we do have this parser, and in this parser, we do have this structure parser, and we do have this intelligent structure model, which allows customers to onboard vendors really easily by using AI-generated intelligent structures. And our next use case is the analysis of CDI mapping failures as root causes and corrective actions. So once deployed, production support team using AI-driven suggestions quickly finds the root cause of the failures. And if there's any problem in the mappings, AI helps with the analysis of CDI mapping errors. As you can see on the screen, we're using the operational insights, and we do have several applications available for operational insights. And as you can see on the screen, we do have a couple knowledge base articles from Informatica Network regarding this failure that we have experienced on the CDI service. So our next part of the demo will be focusing on the Claire GPT. In this use case, business users can leverage Claire GPT in many ways. Any user that have used ChatGPT can easily navigate in Claire GPT as well, because it has a really easy interface and it's really easy to use. So what we can do with Claire GPT is we can manage the data using generative AI. We can explore the data, we can analyze the data, we can use Claire GPT to discover, assess, and data sources. If they're scanned as CTGC, we can have natural language conversations about the data in the organization. We can ask for an overview of lineage. This will include the data quality score as well. And we can ask for specific analysis on a data set, or we can use it to merge two different data sets, or we can use it to create a data integration mapping of a specific data set. So this will allow us to create resources scanned in CDGC to CDI with AI. Okay, so let's start with the first functionality of the Claire GPT, using to discover assets and data sources. So all you need to do for this feature to work, you just need to type show customer datasets, and Claire GPT, you will use this prompt and will show you an overview of the customer datasets. If you can, please just take 2-3 seconds to see what's being shown on the screen and what different types of Claire GPT can show. And let's move on to our next functionality, which was having natural language conversations about the data in the organization. So if you remember previously we said show customer datasets. On our next prompt, we're saying show an overview of customer. So by typing an @ sign, you can choose which data that you're talking about, which data source, which data type that you're talking about. It will give you a drop-down menu, so you can have many different types of customer data set. Of course, it can be the Oracle, it can be flat file, it can be CSV. So this @ sign will allow you to choose from that drop-down options to correctly access the correct source. And once you ask for an overview, it will give you all the data characteristics, resource type, number of columns, and it will also give you the data quality score too. And it will also tell you if it's profiled or not. And as a next feature, you can ask for an overview of lineage. Again, this will also include the data quality score. All you need to do is type what's the lineage. And one cool functionality of Claire GPT is it remembers the conversation and it remembers which data set, which data type that you choose. So as you can see on the screen, we're not specifying what data set we're using anymore. So we're using customer, but we're not specifying it here because Claire GPT is able to remember. And our next functionality of Claire GPT is you can ask for a specific analysis on a data set. So you can ask, how many customers do I have? Again, it will remember your selection and it will give you an analysis of the total number of customers. And you can even ask more specific questions like how many customers are in each state. So it will give you the analysis for that each state. You can ask top 5 state too. And our next functionality is you can use Claire GPT to merge 2 different data sets. So you can ask Claire GPT to show you the customer data set, and then you can ask Claire GPT to show you the orders data set. And then what you can do is, as you can see, it also gives you some example prompts. You can ask Claire GPT to combine customers data set with orders data set. So all you need to do is just ask for these 2 data sets, and as long as Claire GPT can access those data sets, it will also combine those data sets for you by just having a natural language conversation. And our next functionality is using Claire GPT to create a data integration mapping of a specific data set. So as you have seen on our previous feature, you can ask it to combine, or you can ask it to create a mapping, which is a really, really, really cool feature because previously, working with any data source that you scanned in data catalog in CDGC service and using it in CDI mappings, you had to jump through so many hoops. But Claire GPT now, the implementation of Claire GPT now makes it really easier by just typing create a mapping for the above. So now by just typing 4 or 5 words, you have a mapping for the customers and orders data set available in the CDI service of Informatica. You may say, my business doesn't have this easy use cases like my mappings are more complex than this, then you can just click on Open in Data Integration and you will be able to customize your mapping, and you can fit this mapping to your business needs easily. So one last thing about ClearGPT is do not forget to enable ClearGPT for your organization and your users. All you need to do is to go to the administrator service in Informatica, and under that, go to the users, select the user that you're using, and just check this checkbox for the ClearGPT user, which allows any user, that specific user in your organization, to use ClearGPT. And that was all for our dry demo part, and let's move on to the live demo. Please allow me a moment while I'm switching services and logging into the Informatica. So we will start our live demo, and I will try to make this live demo as short and as meaningful as possible, so I won't bore anyone watching this. So we're starting our live demo from the Metadata Command Center, and our first feature, I will just, again, follow the order sequence that I have explained this. So I'm going in this sequence, and I will be going in this services one by one. Okay, so we're in the Metadata Command Center, and our first feature is creating AI-generated data classifications. So we do have a metadata source that we want to scan, and we also want to enable AI-generated data classifications. So in this use case, we have a customer who wants to add data classifications to a new governance project. Or it can be to an already scanned governance project. In this case, we're working in the Metadata Command Center, and for both data classification and glossary associations, we are just toggling this button, and after we run the scanning job, Claire creates the new data classifications. Again, this button for glossary association, and Claire creates these data classifications and glossary associations, or matches with the already existing data classifications, and after scan is completed, we can do the alteration by switching services and going to the cloud data governance and catalog. So the first part, scanning part, is done under Metadata Command Center, and anything that you do after scan is completed, you need to switch services. Again, these two services, Metadata Command Center and Data Governance and Catalog, are connected. Okay, we don't need to. So let's go to our next feature, which is using natural language processing to define data quality rules in CDGC. So in this use case, after we scan the source in Metadata Command Center and create a catalog in CDGC, and this step, as you can see, we do have this catalog in CDGC already available. In this step, we can create business rules without having any coding background. We can write whatever we want as a rule in plain English, like phone number characters should not exceed 50, and it will create a business rule from this description. So when we go over the current available features of the AI, it's not just one toggle of the button and everything is ready, but it will give you all the tools that you need. So in this use case, we do have this data catalog source open, and what we can do is we can go to this phone column, and and here we can select the data classifications in here too, and for the data quality rules, we can create the rules from here, or we can create a data quality rule occurrence from here, All we need to do is, if we're using a template, we need to choose a template, or we need to fill out, we need to create a new template. And as you can see on the screen, I'm just doing everything so that we can use NLP on this part. And we need to use a technical rule reference. Okay, so technical rule reference is the natural language processing part. So like I've shown you before on the slides, phone numbers. So as you can see on the screen, if you just type this and click on View Recommendations, it will create the rule for you. So you won't have to know what language it's using. You can just use a natural language to create a technical rule reference, which is a data quality rule. You can click on OK and click on Create, and it will apply the rule to this column really easily. So if we move on to our next feature, which is detecting data quality issues, this feature is on the data profiling service, so we're switching services. So basically, in this use case, our customer runs a data profiling job to get to know its data and have information about its data. And when this data profiling job runs, it also creates insights in predetermined fields. And AI goes into the profile data and gathers all the fields that can be a data quality issues. So let me a second. Okay, to find the folder. Okay, so this is the correct data profiling task. Okay, so as you can see on the screen, after you run a data profiling job, it will give you, it will create some insights in this 7 different fields or 6 different fields, and it will also give you a score, low, high, and medium, so that you can just divert your attention accordingly, and it will tell you which columns is it. So these insights can be like, you have too many null values, you have too many characters, anything in this type you can have insights about in all of the columns that you have. And so this is the part that we had some connected features. So this is our first feature, which connects our next feature, which is creating automated data quality rules. So in this feature, when we approve or reject an insight, it creates an automated data quality rule, which we can see under this rules tab. So as you can see, we don't have anything to display, but if we approve or reject, so if we approve it, then this rule will be available under the rules tab. The good thing about this feature is that after the automated creation of the data quality rule, it can be seen in both data profiling tool as a data quality rule defined for this data profiling task, and also in data quality service as a created data quality rule specification. So if a developer does not like the last version of the data profiling task after the creation of these rules, then developer can alter the created rule by going to the data quality service. So together with the insights feature and the rules tab, this becomes a very powerful tool to detect and solve data quality issues by just clicking this approve or reject button, versus pairing human resources to go and find these issues, then create the data quality rules manually. So let's go to our next feature, which is the transformation help on CDI mappings as suggestions. We need to switch services and go to the data integration. Okay, so for this use case, we're working in the CDI service of IICS, and as you know, Informatica launches new transformations per CDI mappings often. And unfortunately, I will just open this in here, and I will just continue. Okay, and unfortunately, in some use cases, it's not possible to use active and passive transformations together without adding extra transformations. And when migrating from a legacy app, it might be hard for developers to find what corresponds to each transformation because naming and functionality changes. So in this use case, Informatica offers suggestion-based transformations that you're using and the place of the transformation. So all you need to do is sorry. So all you need to do is to toggle this light bulb on, and you will see what's being recommended by Claire for the place of the transformation and the type of the transformation. As you can see, the transformations are different from source and target. And all you need to do is just enable this. And if your mapping is, and if you have problems with your mapping, you will also see the recommendations on this site too. And if you go to our next feature, which is Intelligent Structure Discovery feature, we're using this mapping currently. And so for this feature, again, we're working in CDI service. And in this use case, we have a customer with a canonical database, and I will be showing how this customer onboards a partner using JSON format without taking additional steps or going to different applications. So our customer can use CDI mappings only, and with just adding 2 transformations in total, one of them being the Intelligent Structure Discovery tool, our customer will onboard its partner in the matter of minutes. And for the same JSON formatted files, customers can keep using the same mapping by just changing the source file and the target file. So in this case, all you need to do is we do have a structure parser in here as a transformation. You can just drag and drop the parser in here. And under the structure parser, we do have this intelligent structure model. So this is what helps us to onboard any vendors. So let's get the name of the intelligent structure discovery tool. Okay, so this is called AI test and edit. Okay. So this is the visual model that it's using for the intelligent structure discovery. And as you can see, it discovers all the fields in this JSON file. And what you can do is you can click it, you can rename it, you can select the record ID, or you can exclude it from the structure, which I found really, really powerful. You can update the sample, and you can select the root, and you can apply unique naming to this recording. You have many options. You can choose a relational output and see this information like this. You can choose a JSON and XML format, and you can see this information like this. And you can simplify, you can choose the output group definition and many things. So intelligent structure discovery is a really powerful tool for customers looking to onboard new vendors, and it's really easy to use and it's really easy to implement. As you can see, once you update your model in here, all you need to do is to choose your model in the structure parser, and your mapping will be done. You can just use a source and a target, and this model will be applied to your source. And our next feature is analysis of CDI mapping failures, root causes, and corrective actions. So in this use case, we're using the Operational Insights service. So let's switch services to Operational Insights. So once deployed, production support team using AI-driven suggestions will quickly root cause failures. And let's say that we have this error that we have been facing, and production support team can easily go to operational insights, choose the type of job they're running, which is data integration job, choose the job that's running, and they can easily see the error and the root cause. And here they can go to the Informatica Network articles, they can go to the knowledge bases, and they can just download the session log as well. So this is really, really, really easy to resolve any problems. And let's move on to the Clear GPT part of the demo. Since I don't want to take too much time, I will just show a couple examples of how we can use Clear GPT. Okay, all you need to do in Clear GPT once after you enable it, like I said, it has an interface that's really resembles ChatGPT. So you can say, show me an overview of, and you're putting an @ sign, and you can say ACT customers. Sorry. So it will start generating the response for you, and like I mentioned before, it will remember the data source that you choose. Like in this case, we're using the ACT customers, and it will just keep using this. So if you say show me lineage now without specifying ACT customers, you're good to go. And let's see what an overview looks like. For Clear GPT, you have the key attributes, you have the stakeholders, you have the asset lifecycle, you have the data quality, and you have this additional information provided by you. It's really easy. You can give this to your business users, business end users, stakeholders, and they will be able to understand what this table is, where this table is. And any stakeholder and any end business user will also be able to use this really easily because they're just typing in natural language. So you can also say things like find the data quality score of ACT customers, and or you can say find the data quality rules. Anything that you can see on the screen is available for you. And one thing to note, again, I mentioned this when I'm doing the demo, but please don't forget to enable Clear GPT for your end users, otherwise you won't be able to use it. And Informatica does serious updates on Clear GPT because it's a new tool, so you may see some functionalities not being supported by Informatica for that month, but they do have monthly updates, and next month you may have that functionality available. So just please keep checking Clear GPT if you want to use it to get the full functionalities. And this was all for our demo. We do have this summary in the next subsection. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us.